Hey everyone, how you all doing today? And welcome back to another video. So the new season begins tomorrow. Let's go. So not big changes. I was not expecting many changes. We have some new Pokemon to play with that I think are going to be pretty decent. But for the most part, a lot of the same Pokemon are going to still be in this meta. And honestly, that's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting a big change. I think I already said that maybe. And that's because we got a big change in the max out season. So with that being said, huge shout out to Dracovish on Twitter or X for, I guess, doing the research and putting the list together. Really do appreciate you. Huge shout out to PV Pokey as well. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and dive right into things and see what we got going on for us. So a couple Pokemon I did not put on the list. I actually didn't put Bibarel on the list, which now gets Rollout, or Starmie. I think those are definitely going to have some play. We'll have to see, especially that Bibarel. I'm really interested in trying it out, but they're not on this list as of right now. But we'll see. Maybe they'll do really well, especially that Bibarel. I really want to try that. But with that being said, we're going to dive right into it. So for the S rank, we do have Clodsire. It's still going to be highly ranked number 1, ranked number 2, definitely up there. Sludge Bomb is the recommended moveset. You can go Stone Edge. I've personally been enjoying Sludge Bomb in the max out season. Previous seasons, I think I ran... Well, I didn't really even use Clodsire that much. It was still good, but it wasn't top meta compared to some other Pokemon, but it actually is now. So, yeah, I mean, both moves are good. It really depends on your team, but I do like the Sludge Bomb because you get to it fast and you do well against fairies. Next up, we have Galarian Corsola. So this Pokemon was just released, and it is so good. It is so bulky. Now, I actually hatched one. The one I hatched was a rank 1900. You're not going to get a good rank one by hatching it. You have to trade. I did swap it with, so he's a best friend of mine. I did swap it with him. So unfortunately, I knew it wouldn't be like the best of the best, but it did become better. It's a rank 650. Now 650. I do have enough. Well, no, I don't have enough XLs. I'm close to enough XLs, but honestly, I might not even build it. I might just continue to wait for it because I did take it to level 40 so I could walk it and try to get more XL rare candies for it. And I might build it and try to work towards more XL candy so I could build a much better one in the future because you have to get incredibly lucky. I'm assuming this will be in the wild at some point, maybe Go Fest next year, maybe another event. But at some point, this thing is going to be in the wild, I think. So, it's up to you whether or not you want to build it. The rank 1, I believe, is a 0, 15, 15. Or is it a 1, 15, 15? I think it's a 0, 15, 15. But, yeah, again, like, you're going to have to swap. So swapping with low-level friends is a good way to go. But, yeah, I might go ahead and build it and just work on XLs for a future one. Just because I really want to use Galarian Corsola, and it's so good. Even if it's not the best of the best, I still imagine it being really good. And I have the dust to spend. It's more so the XL candy that I'm concerned about because I'd rather invest in a future really good one, right? But we talked a lot about Galarian Corsola. Now we have Primeape. So originally they announced a Rage Fist nerf, but they had removed that from the blog post. So this is assuming that that is correct and it's not nerfed anymore. If for some reason they still decide to nerf it, then Primeape is obviously going to fall off the list, and same with Annihilate. But they removed it from the blog post, so either they changed their mind or it was a mistake, who knows. But Primeape is such a good Pokemon. Karate Chop, Rage Fist, and Close Combat is generally the moveset you would want. And it's just definitely a heavy-hitting Pokemon. You need shields for it because it's really frail. Mandibuzz is another one. We've seen Mandibuzz for multiple seasons. Just such a tanky flying type. And then we have Diggsby. Diggsby is another tanky Pokemon. Absolutely love this with Quick Attack, Fire Punch, which is buffed this season. So, and then Scorching Sands. Now, most of the time, I will say you do see Scorching Sands plus Fire Punch. Most of the time, currently. Once in a while, you see Hyper Beam on Diggsby, but because of the Fire Punch buff, I do believe we'll see more Fire Punch, Scorching Sands, probably 99% of the time, just because it's just going to be that much better. And then we have Gastrodon, Mudslap user. Of course, it was buffed during the max out season. Still going to be really good. Feraligatr or Shadow Feraligatr, also really good. Side note, I actually got a hundo of this, a mighty one, during the wild area event. Really excited for that. Obviously not for Great League. It's also too high, but you won't want a hundo anyway. But like I want it for the Master Premier in the future, so really happy about that. Azumel, super strong Pokemon, super tanky. Pretty good safe swap as well. And then we have Dunsparce. So Dunsparce with rollout, of course, buffed this season. I use Dunsparce quite a bit this season. Moving on to the A rank, we do have another fighting type. We have Pangoro. I think Primeape takes the spot for the fighting types, but Pangoro has been a lot of fun during max out. I'm not going to lie. And then we have Jumpluff or Shadow Jumpluff. So whenever I've used this in this current season, I've been using it with, I've been using the Shadow, and I've been using it with Aerial Ace because you just get to it faster than Acrobatics. But, you know, if you're running a regular one, I probably would go with the Acrobatics. So just because you can take moves a lot better. I mean, it's a really bulky Pokemon, right? And then we have Cubink. So Cubink, yeah, I mean, another Pokemon we'll probably see from time to time for sure. Cantonian Marowak. So hopefully they bring the Shadow Cubone back because I don't have a Shadow Cubone or a Shadow Marowak. So I mean, if you don't have it, you have to use the regular one. I'm assuming they're going to bring it back during the next Rocket rotation, but who knows? I mean, this is Niantic we're talking about. I love this game, but I don't necessarily trust Niantic. I feel like whenever they build these Go Battle League metas, I feel like they just randomly throw things. We have Gligar and Galarian Stunfisk banned for one meta, and those things were nerfed to the ground. I mean, I guess those would do well against electric types. So maybe that's why they banned them. Was it the Little Jungle Cup? Maybe that's why it's banned, because it's still going to do well against electric because they heavily resist them. I don't know, but either way, getting off topic a little bit. That's Cantonian Marowak for you. And then we have, yes, the Malamar, the Psywave Malamar, really, really powerful stuff. Psywave is just such a good move ever since the buff during the max out season. And then we have Stunfisk. Yeah, I mean, Thundershock was buffed as well. It's doing a little bit more damage, and that is going to matter. You definitely want Thundershock. No doubt about it, especially since Mudshot was nerfed, right? And you definitely want the Thundershock. And I mean, I think this is a good Pokemon. I mean, it's going to do well against, it resists rollout, right? You know, it takes, it's going to be doing generally well against, well, I mean, super effective with the Mud Bomb towards the Clodsire and things like that. I don't know who wins that just because Earthquake is super effective. But you get to the moves so fast. Thundershock is heavily resisted though. But still, I mean, it's just such a great Pokemon. Then we have Steelix, but not with Dragon Tail. We have Steelix with Thunderfang, another boosted move. So, yeah, I mean, Steelix, I think, definitely going to be coming back. And then we have Quagsire, or Shadow Quagsire. Yes, the Mudshot was nerfed, but still a good Pokemon. Annihilate, Counter was nerfed. But it has Rage Fist, which is a good move. So definitely the best counter user we have in the meta. So yeah, Annihilate is back, and then we have Superior as another grass type. Love using Superior. B rank, we do have Clefable. I don't see Clefable too often. At least I haven't this season in the Great League. I saw it more so in the Ultra League, but I still think it's pretty good. And then we have Guzzlord as a Dragon Dark type. This is a great Pokemon. I always love using Guzzlord. It just has to watch out for Fairy types. Fighting types as well, but it is double weak to Fairy. But generally speaking, it is doing well. It doesn't like Ice, right? Another typing it doesn't like. But yeah, I mean, a pretty good Pokemon. And then, okay, we have Machamp. So Machamp, yep, another Pokemon that has Karate Chop. So looking pretty good. Karate Chop, Crush Chop. And well, I mean, Stone Edge is another legacy move as well, but I've been seeing Rock Slide, so if you want to go Rock Slide, you can do that. And then we have Lickilicky. So Lickilicky is another rollout user, so pretty good stuff there. I think Dunsparce is better if you're looking for a rollout user, but Lickilicky is one I see more so in the Ultra League, but you could also see it in the Great League. And then we have Drapion, a Shadow Drapion. Of course, the Poison Sting was boosted. Usually, you see it with the Aqua Tail and Crunch. If it's a Shadow, especially if it's a Shadow. If it's a non-Shadow, sometimes I see it with Sludge Bomb. And then we have Alolan Sandslash. This was actually buffed this season because of Ice Punch. Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, they were buffed. So Ice Punch is doing more damage. It will help out the Alolan Sandslash for sure. Then we have Wigglytuff. So Wigglytuff, of course, with the Charm. Definitely the best Charm user, right? The other options, we do have Bastiodon. I'm not the biggest fan, even before the SmackDown nerf. Just never been the biggest fan of Bastiodon. Because the thing is, if it gets countered, like if there's a Diggersby on it, there's nothing you could do. You know, if there's a Primeape on it, there's nothing you could do. At least with Carbink, you do have like Moonblast, where you could KO the Primeape or the Annihilate or something like that. I've just never been the biggest fan of Bastiodon. Golurk has Mudslap. Okay, I mean, Mudslap is it's a great move. Golurk, I feel like is more so better suited for limited metas. I hit Legend with Shadow Golurk, but it was in the Halloween Cup. If you're looking for Mud Slap users, I think the Kanto Marowak, I think the Gastrodon, I think those are better for the Open Great League, but it's still not a bad one. Registeel was nerfed, but Registeel still putting out a tremendous amount of damage. And then we have Morpeko. Morpeko could have been ranked higher, maybe the B rank, but the reason I put it in the other options, I don't know. I mean, like it's such a fun Pokemon to use, but it's so glassy, and it doesn't want to see. There's a lot of Pokemon like Mudslap, Charm. It doesn't want to see because it is weak to those moves, and it takes a lot of damage from them. But if you get it going, if you have energy or shield advantage, Morpeko is really dangerous. Another dragon, we have Dragonite or Shadow Dragonite. I would say go with the Shadow one. The Dragon Breath damage is insane. Walrein, okay, Walrein is another. Well, it was nerfed a while ago, years ago, but I still see it from time to time. I guess I see it more so in the Ultra League, but I see it in the Great League as well this season. And then we have Talonflame. So Talonflame, of course, with the Incinerate damage. I like the Fly Brave Bird move combination, but you could pick. You could run Flame Charge if you want. It really depends. Gudra was buffed this season with Thunder Punch, doing a little bit more damage. And now we have Dugong. Dugong is a great Pokemon. Electivire was buffed with Thunder Shock. I don't think we'll see it too much. It was also buffed with Ice Punch because Ice Punch is doing more damage as well. Galarian Weezing, or Shadow Galarian Weezing, and then Octobax if you're looking for another Dragon type. Moving on to the solid team options. So for the first team, this team was created by Wholesome _, Alolan Sandslash with double Mud Slap. He did say it's very important to have the Shadow Kanto Marowak. If you don't have it, that's unfortunate. You could try it with a regular one. I've done well with it. I've also used this team with Wigglytuff over Alolan Sandslash, so you could go that route if you want to. It's just interesting because this team will struggle to like a Talonflame. It's not like it doesn't have any play, but like Talonflame melts the Sandslash, and then I guess Gastrodon is resisting Incinerate, so they only have to go for the. They have to go for the charge attacks like Fly or Brave Bird, and then you're doing resisted damage with Mud Slap, but it's still adding up, and then Body Slam, and then you have obviously Rock Slide from Marowak, so you still have play against it, but it is kind of tough. Next up, shout out to Throw Tactical. He was the one who created Azu Double Ghost years ago, I believe. This is a different take on it. We have Azu with Galarian Corsola, and then Shadow. I would go with Shadow Driftbloom. This is a team I want to try out. If you don't have the Corsola, you could go with a different Ghost type, but I think this could be a lot of fun. Double Astonish uses with Azu in the lead. Another team we have is Steelix Double Fighting, so the double fighting obviously hates fairy types like Charm uses, right? Like Wigglytuff. It doesn't like Driftbloom either. You do have super effective Rage Fist, but one Rage Fist does not KO, and then your Karate Chop or counter damage is like it's triple resisted against Driftbloom or something. But Thunderfang will do well against it. It will do well against Driftbloom or other flyers like Mandibuzz. And it also does well against fairy types because before, when you were running Steelix, you had Dragon Tail, right? And obviously, fairy types like Wigglytuff, for example, double resist Dragon Tail, so it's a little bit unfortunate there. But with Thunderfang, you're resisting Charm and you're doing neutral damage, and then you could Psychic Fangs them to debuff them as well. So probably a team I will try out. And then another team we saw it this season, Malamar, Clodsire, Dunsparce. So I think this is a pretty good team. I've used this team this season. Another team we have Jumpluff in the lead, or the Shadow version of Jumpluff. Shadow Feraligatr as a safe swap, and then Diggersby. And then the final team will be Wigglytuff, Clodsire, and Guzzlord. So yeah, let me know what you think of these teams. Let me know what you think of this new meta, or slightly new, I guess. But anyway, that will be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.